So as I'm working on this video series talking about the evacuation and the forest fire and everything like that, I thought I would continue on with talking about how I preserved my mental health when I got evacuated due to forest fire last year. So, oh my gosh, there's so much. There's so much. So first of all, I will tell you that my mental health was probably the worst while I was evacuating. And that's just because like the process of like loading up your car, you're not really sure what you're gonna need. And I could maybe talk about what I packed outside of my go bag. So I actually packed a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't just my go bag. But anyway, I was like loading my car and packing, and I found that process to be very stressful. I like cried a lot. I actually have a lot of footage from that time that I was gonna maybe make videos about. Maybe I still will. I don't know. But yeah, that process was like very just very stressful. I actually found my mental health improved after I was evacuated. But anyway, so yeah, so as I was packing up, I was like crying, like a lot. There was actually volunteers who came on to my property. They were literally just volunteers. Like obviously the firefighters like knew about them and whatnot, because when you are in an evacuation zone, they actually close the road so people can't go in and out. So if you leave, you can't come back. So these volunteers were like coming in to help assist the firefighters. I found these volunteers, they were like a lifesaver. They were just so nice. They were just people who I could like hug, and they were other locals as well. They were so empathetic. They were talking about the forest fires near their house as well. I actually would like to volunteer, I think, this year if there's forest fires that spring up. But anyway, so having them and talking to them was just so helpful. They helped me to like move propane tanks further from the house, and yeah, they helped, they were helping locals who maybe wanted to leave but didn't have the resources, like maybe they don't have a vehicle or something like that, right? So, oh my gosh, those volunteers were like just, they were so nice. I just needed a hug. So that was one thing. After I was evacuated, the main thing that I did was I didn't give in to the temptation to like drink any alcohol whatsoever. I was like, nope, that's just going to make my mental health even worse. The next thing that I did was I leaned into my support system really hard. While I was evacuated, I kept a lot of my friends and family updated, through like personal social media accounts and through direct messages and phone calls. And, I had people that I could like contact and, sort of like explain what I was going through, right? So that helped a lot. I also evacuated to the place that my parents were. And so I had people around me who were like going through the same thing and who could like, who could like know what I was going through and everything like that. So anyway, yeah, those are just some of the things that I did to preserve my mental health through this time. And of course, I recorded a ton of video and that helped too.